guys, this is Comic Uno. Today I'm doing a review for Spider-Woman issue 1, and before I start talking about Spider-Woman, just want to give you guys a couple updates. Of course, I have Comic Uno episode 73, and that's a show where I review all the comics I read this week in one show, and here are those exclusive comics. We got Super Secret Crisis War issue 6, Dark Shaman issue 2, Grim Fairy Tales issue 104, Invincible issue 115, Morning Glories issue 42, Synergy issue 1, World's End Earth 2 issue 7, Harley Quinn issue 12, Future's End issue 29, The Death of Wolverine, The Death of Wolverine Weapon X program issue 2, Daredevil issue 10, Batman Eternal issue 33, Guardians of the Galaxy issue 21, Uncanny X-Men issue 28, Justice Gods Among Us issue 4, Fantastic Four issue 13, and Elektra issue 8. So if you want to go check out all those reviews, go to Comic Uno episode 73, which is annotated. But let's talk about Spider-Woman issue 1. So Spider-Woman, I was kind of excited for this. You know, with Jessica Drew, I've read some of the Brian Michael Bendis stuff here and there. I remember I read the mini-series that came out, like, it turned into a moving motion webcomic also, so I read that, you know, a while back. And, you know, I read some of his stuff with Jessica Drew. Is she my favorite character? No, but I think she's interesting. I especially like her friendship with Carol. I think those are probably the best moments with Spider-Woman I've read. But this is a new series. It's tied into Spider-Verse. I should have read this before this issue of Spider-Verse, and I recommend that. Don't read this issue first. Read Amazing Spider-Man first and then this. I did the vice versa, and it's a little bit topsy-turvy when you do that. But Greg Land. Let's talk about Greg Land's art. Really cool cover with Greg Land. But, you know, we'll talk about his art. Let's talk about his artwork before we go into the story. You know, overall, I like Greg Land's art. I do. But his facial expressions need work. That's the best way to put it. Because his artwork's not bad. It's just the facial expressions. They're always like... Those are his facial expressions. So, and that's such an easy fix, too. I feel like that's the one thing he needs to work on is these facial expressions. And hopefully, as the series goes on, we'll see some better facial expressions. But overall, I do like the artwork besides the mouth, pretty much. Let's see what's going on with the story. So with this issue, we get to see that Silk has joined Spider-Woman to try to see, they're in this new universe and they're trying to escape what's going on with Spider-Verse. They're created their own team, they're jumping universes, and then they end up meeting with Spider-Man, and the whole point really is that Silk has run away, and Silk is kind of hard to handle, and they're going to try to have to find Silk before she kills herself. And again, that connects more to the Amazing Spider-Man, because that's the same thing going on with this issue with Amazing Spider-Man, that Silk wants to do her own thing and it's kind of messing up everything. But she's very important to them. She's the bride, and she's like a key to something going on with Spider-Verse. And it's really searching for Silk and her doing her own thing. You know, it's actually kind of hard to say what exactly they were doing in this issue. I think, you know, when I was trying to describe the story, is like, what did they do this issue? Yeah, it is mostly about Silk and Jessica wanting to try to make Silk her apprentice, and feels bad when Spider-Gwen and Arena take over instead, and feels a little bit taken aback, I would say. She's like, oh, well, I'm Spider-Woman. I'm kind of been in this game more than Gwen and Arena there. And I call her Arena. I'm not calling her Spider-Girl for different reasons. She's not Spider-Girl. She's Arena. And that's a whole nother video. But yeah, she's a little taken back about it because Spider-Woman has more experience. Like, why am I not, you know, trying to find Silk? So I thought Jessica was very much in character here. I think everyone was very in character. But, you know, there wasn't anything too big happening here. Like I said, I don't think this series should have started with Spider-Verse. It's really hard to get into Jessica's character if you don't know her. If you know Jessica from previous series, it's kind of easy to get into, and you have the idea of where it's going, but this feels very much like a miniseries and an ongoing because the way they set it up. Maybe they should have started the series maybe 2 issues ago before Spider-Verse happened, or honestly a couple of months ago, that we get an idea of who Jessica is in this ongoing series, or at least hopeless direction for Spider-Woman, because someone hasn't taken over Jessica Drew. Brian Michael Bendis has taken over that character for like a decade now, or at least maybe a little less than that, but he's been on that character for a really long time. We haven't heard another voice for the character. So it's really weird that, you know, we have a new voice here, but you don't really hear Jessica's voice that much because of the events going on in Spider-Verse. It's actually more about Silk here. So you get the point of view of Jessica, but not so much going on with Jessica. But overall, I thought the artwork was pretty good. The overall story was okay. I liked it. I think it's worth enough picking up if you're reading Spider-Verse. It's a pretty good tie-in, but I think this should have started in a different way. I don't think it should have been a Spider-Verse tie-in to begin with. But we'll see where it goes. I hope it's not that long to be a Spider-Verse tie-in. I would really like to see this series get its own voice. And I'm a little afraid that people are going to drop off the series before it does get to that point. So overall, I gave Spider-Woman issue 1 3.5 stars. I thought it was okay. And I recommend you pick it up if you're reading Amazing Spider-Man. It does directly tie into that series. And you get a lot more information about what happened to Silk. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the right situations. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.